My name is Vince Faini. Today I'm talking about the bench press and how important that is in sports. A pretty big event in football. It's help for extension, pushing your opponent away, moving heavy objects and so forth and so on. One of the many aspects people don't realize that the bench is poorly trained. That's why most people don't have a big bench. Now, myself, I developed a big bench back when about 10-12 years ago. I was getting close to 3 times my body weight despite having average genetics and less than optimal leverages. Fingertip to fingertip, I have a 6'2" wingspan and not a giant barrel chest, so basically I overcame these weaknesses through using specific types of science and strategy to get the big bench. That meant getting as strong as I could in high rep ranges, getting as strong as I can in the lower rep ranges, and then also working various velocities, trying to get as strong as you can in various velocities, and all that helps out. There's so many different things about the bench. First, we'll start off with the anatomy. The one major aspect that the bench builds, and actually the muscles that you use to help push that weight, is the chest muscles, and they make up 4 basic muscles. You have the pectoralis major, the pectoralis minor, you have the coracobrachialis, and you have the serratus anterior. The pectoralis major is innervated from the lateral pectoral nerve that goes into the C5, C6, and C7. And then that's basically innervates mostly the upper fibers of your chest, the upper chest. The lower fibers of your chest are innervated from the medial pectoral nerve from C8 to T1. And it originates on the sternal aspect of the clavicle, all the way down to the 6th rib on the anterior aspect of the sternum, and into the ribs themselves, ribs 1 through 7, and then it inserts up into the greater tubercle of the humerus, causing internal rotation and adduction and horizontal adduction, abduction, and extension and flexion and so forth. Then we have the serratus anterior. For those of us who, when I used to be lean, you can see it through here, especially when I did a lot of push-ups, was it covers ribs 1 through 8. That's where it inserts, attaches to the ribs, and then it gets to the upper aspect of the scapula. That's where it inserts. And so basically the movements that are really good for building this are the push-ups and bench pressing and push-aways and so forth. Now the serratus anterior really gets developed from push-ups or any kind of pushing movement, especially in the last 5 to 10 degrees of the movement. So the one thing that's really important also, the bench press also, the other muscles that are important as primary movers, also known as agonists, are the frontal deltoids and the triceps. The stabilizers would be the rear deltoids. They're also called the antagonist, which actually help stabilize the lateral rear deltoids, the latissimus dorsi, and the upper back muscles. And the stabilizers are the spinalis erectors, your leg muscles, your forearms, stuff like that. Now the one thing we want to emphasize is on certain days is great speed. Even your light days, you got to pay attention to your light days. Light days, if you train them right, can help innervate to stimulate your nervous system, help augment your nervous system, and also as a form of active rest that keeps you from going atrophying, because after so many days, you may start losing gains. But if you throw in a proper light day, you can keep those gains, and that's called active rest. Helps to augment your nervous system and your endocrine system in a different way. Now there's 2 different ways of also benching. One is with pauses. A lot of people make fun of people who bounce. I do a lot of bouncing. I also do pauses. Bouncing is help